Entrepreneurs Club. This meeting is for all the youngsters who are out on their lifestyle, their work, their job, and finally they want to make themselves a big personality on earth. Or are we trying to brand ourselves? If I say Sir Salahuddin is a brand, what does it mean? Am I quite successful in my business, in my work, in my job? And how much fame and money, the two criteria which calculates your personality, comes into account? Let me just talk of some of the big personalities I have seen. I have 10 wonderful stories this session and I am ready to expose them all. A person selling kebab, beef kebab. Beef was supposed to be very cheap, and on the lanes and by-lanes of Delhi, the capital city of India, in a very bad condition, on the road, on the ground. And this youngster was sitting because his father used to sit the same way, selling the cheapest kebab in Jama Masjid area. And finally today he's a big brand, he's a big name. Obviously with lots of commercial capital and big property and big restaurant. The second one which he has purchased now in the main market. Now let me just talk of some of the great things about his achievement. Did he start small? Yes. How much money did he have? Almost zero. And every evening he used to account all the money and take home. And for the next day buy more of the product, beef and masala, and then get all the masala ready and then start selling the kebab on the road. Now just let me tell you another story. This guy is very famous, and if I talk of 10 big foodie joints of Jama Masjid area, he is one of the big famous one. And if I account for the 10 big brands, let me just say Hussain, masala and tikka and fry, and then we have Aslam chicken, and then we have Yamin, Al Yamin, and Kareem was one of the most famous brand since my childhood. And there was Bhure Ki Biryani, and then now we have around say 100 more. And the story which I have been telling you was just one of these big brands, and at that time he was a non-entity. Are you ready to be one? Are you ready to work really hard? Are you really willing to start small with zero money and then make it in a big way? Or you're going to start in a big investment and then make it big? Let me just talk of Roti, Kapda or Makan. Food, clothes and housing. When I say housing society has come up in a big way. Again, the Banlieue, the downtown areas of Delhi have been converted into housing societies and being sold in a big way. Housing society, initially when they are being made, it is just the road and the distance from the main prime location of the main city. So Noida was not considered to be a good place, and away from Delhi means lots of infiltrators, lots of vagabonds and loose personality people coming and staying next to it. But this housing society gave much more respect to them. Investors were very poor, very less. I'm talking of some 50 years back. But then if you become a builder, and if you have got the power of handling the legal aspect, and plus, apart from documentation, plus if you have got the power to build up the story without the proper facilities which are supposed to be available, and at times you have the people rushing in to you for bribes and then you cannot go legally with them because you need support of them to finish your work. So even illiterate people are good builders because they have the resources of tackling people, of tackling problems during the construction, and if any legal matter comes in between and any objection comes in between, then you can never finish your construction ever, and then your investment crashes down. And for that, you need some really vagabonds and bad characters to help and support you during the construction of not only a single house, but when it comes to a big housing society, then your level of approaching the government and the officials in a right manner, in a right legal documented procedure of construction. Then, when it comes to kapra, clothes brand in India have been doing quite good because India being a big consumer market, things are always coming up in a good way. Then, branding in India may not be as good as a Western brand which we all run for, whether it is Burberry product or whether it is the goggles product or whether it is your fashion product or anything whatever you want. Tiratti Bazaar, I still remember a small big market outside Calcutta, and people would go there, buy in bulk and sell quite good locally and also in wholesale. And apart from Tiratti Bazaar, in Delhi we had this Sadar Bazaar. Sadar Bazaar is still going well. And then we have that more markets, Gandhi Market, which is quite good for clothes, and Sadar Bazaar is all for the different products. Similarly, we have bazaars in every city of India, major cities, and then we have the small cities which are supplied from these big major cities or from Delhi or Calcutta or maybe Mumbai. The cost factor matters a lot. The cost factor decides whether you're going to be big in business or you're going to flop. If one of the brand, probably from Gujarat, Haldiram, is selling at a lower price, his brand is going to grow stronger because at a lower price, say 5 or 10 rupees chips, then you cannot imagine the way people are going to take it easily because people who are unaware of Haldiram still will approach to this product just because Haldiram is being taken from the wholesaler to the local people who knows the brand and then to those people who are ignorant and do not care for the brand but just for the product available in the market. This is the exact condition of the consumer market in India. Again, when I say roti, roti means food. Then I showed you the food one, I showed you the clothes one, and I told you something about the makan. Now, one very negative speculation is why Israeli products are hit are big brands worldwide. Why in the IT industry, if you come across some of the famous companies, then why is it always that the Israel IT companies come up in a big way? And if you talk of India, then there is a saying, though it is a very negative one, you won't find a Gujarati in Indian military, but you will find a Gujarati in all the big business in India. Wow, I never speculated Gujaratis in that way. Gujarat is a state of India. Again, when I say that China crashed the international scenario of trade and exports worldwide, how right or wrong am I? China. China crashed down the prices and sold not less than a container. China will give you a brand, sell its own brand to you, and send the entire product to your country. This business policy, and plus one more thing which I noticed is when it comes to a big consumer market asking for a low price like India, apart from the quality, being quite unaware of the good or the best quality, that means we are compromising more when it comes to a major business. We do compromise in the quality and we do settle down for cheaper product, not like America. So China decided to make two brands with the same company name. If you buy the same product in India, it is cheap and the quality is lower. And if you buy the same product with the same name in America, the quality is much higher. And obviously, you have to pay in dollars in America. So this is how China crashed the international scenario of trade and exports. There was a time when in India we gave much respect to imported product. But now if you try to buy Indian product, maybe the quality would be better. Because cheaper version of Chinese product are available in Indian market now. For example, if I say Sir Salahuddin, that's what they call me nowadays. If I say I'm an educationist and I'm trying to sell some of the courses, I will talk of some big names, NIIT, maybe the first IT institution of India. And we went to study over there in the central Delhi, and a big amount of fees was to be submitted, and obviously the rich parents' children could afford to go in there. Computers was being introduced in India. Computer was supposed to be banned in India. Computer was being opposed in Calcutta. No computers wanted in India. We don't want to go begar, unemployed. That's what some of the Indians felt. If computers would come, people would be quite unemployed. And finally, one of the Prime Minister's son, Rajiv Gandhi, who later became a Prime Minister, had his vision of India going digital, and then computer was launched. And obviously when this institute came up in a big way, and with very few students, I remember, NIIT, and then Priyadarshini for animation, NIIT for programming. So we paid the semester fees, and then finally on the first and the second semester almost I felt dead paying such a big amount of fees. And then for our internet connection, VSNL. VSNL, yes, once I went to VSNL, we used to pay 25,000 for 1 month charge. Now can you tell me how much do we pay for the phone charge for the Wi-Fi connection at your home? Just 500 rupees. 500 versus 25,000 for 1 month? Yes, that was quite awkward for an American to understand why India was charging so high for our internet connection. And that too through a telephone wire. So MTNL would also charge 4,000, 5,000 for using internet. So 25 plus 5,000 or 4,000 per month. So once we went out to sell a HTML.com website, we gave a bill of 60,000, and when they said it's too big a money, I'm talking of before 2000, 97, 98, 99. So they would say a big amount of money, that's too big, 60,000 is a big money. And then my answer was that I am paying 25,000 only for 1 month connection, internet connection, and your website is gonna take 2 months time. Now let's take it today. How fast it has become. If I make a website, I just need 2 hours. That too a big one for corrections and everything. I don't need to type at all. And at that time, there was that typing and then putting a single graphic, checking the codes, and then gradually more and more programming came, and today we have the apps doing all your programming work. All you need to do is download some of the app or buy some of the apps. No, we have the free apps option. So when it comes to selling courses, those 4 lakh arbitrant fees have crashed down to only 99 rupees. Oh, I'm dead again. 99 rupees for entire course? No. We are just taking you, giving you a hint as per your need. Suppose if I talk not only of HTML, I talk of animation film. Again, going to Priyadarshini in India, at that same time, way back in some 25 years back, then traveling all the way in the banlieue on the outskirts of Delhi, and then studying computers. A big amount of money, and then learning animation. And those software, 3D Studio, 3D Max, are almost outdated now. When it came to programming, COBOL and Fortran was supposed to be outdated, and then finally we went for Fox Plus and Fox Pro, which I never did. I settled for lesser one, HTML, and that was enough for me. Get a client of 60,000, 2 clients, 1,20,000. I'm talking of 98, 99. Big money. And then the taxations, the Indian government, few of the companies, then again I would not like to name them, they gave me a call and said, well, is Globally DVT a company? Yes. Are you the person behind it? Yes. Will you just give me a help? I want a dancing peacock. Dancing peacock? Yes. You can have it. We'll make it and give it to you. No. Can you just explain it? I've got images of the peacock dancing, but how to make it happen? Turn it into a video. In colloquial terms, it was like a dancing peacock GIF. And he did not know the word GIF. Today, that company is a big brand. He started from a small chamber, a rented room, and today almost everybody knows that. Well, few of the companies which started at that time was Just Dial, or the second brand was India Mart, or maybe India Mart was ahead of, and third and fourth and fifth and so on. So when it comes to branding a company, when it comes to growth, so now the scenario is changed again. When it comes to the selling courses, then again, like I said, the fees have crashed down. The students are doing quite better. and apps and animation. We have the artificial intelligence now doing all your work. So if I want to make a complete animation film, do I need to make all those meshes, wire meshes, models, 3D models, and then step by step make the movement, which we did 20 years back? No. Now it is artificial intelligence doing it. If you really want to learn it, then obviously pay the small fees or the big fees, whatever you want, and just dial me, tinkle me on my number, and then join me, and then step by step use your AI capability without a proper training. I'm going to give you the entire training, and then you can make an entire big film. Now, that is the modern trend. That is the trend which I'm talking of 20 years back, and we were the trendsetters when it came to website making, and then stepping into the tourism business and launching some brands in India. Now it is a time for you to launch yourself as a student. Come forward, join me, and then do some good work. And I'll give you some of the main reasons how you can grow with your animation film, your programming, your lifestyle, and launching yourself in the market which we all want to brand. I've been talking of the Gujarat, why Amul dairy product, Nirma washing powder, Wagh Bakri chai, Balaji wafers, Have More, Adani Wilmar, edible oils, Fortune, pulses, and then Astral pipes, Zydus Cadilla, Venus remedies, Vadilal ice cream, and all these are quite famous throughout India. Now I'll be signing off. Be sure to be there with me in the second session. And I would love your inquiries. I would love your questions. I would love to answer all your things. And if you want to join the Entrepreneur Club, which we are going to do it in a big way, we'll have some of the 10 top business people interviews, which I've been talking now. And if you really want to join this club, you just come up with your caliber, whatever you have done in your life, or you're going to do it, whether you are 18 or you are 28. For example, when I was 18, I decided not to work in India, and then I left for a foreign country. 6 years abroad, I came across great people, great opportunity, great pound and dollars, which really worked very hard. And these pounds and dollars did help me elevate and grow. But when my efforts as a brand could do well, and still I could not do it in a big way, I'm going to ask you for more and more. Bye for now. Love you all.